Hallo meine Leute, Christian Gross has been kicked to the curb. Enter new manager Dimitrios Grammozis, 42-year-old, previously from Darmstadt and Bochum Youth Academy. But let's get into it and find out what we're going to get with him. As mentioned, Grammozis is a 42-year-old, previously managed at Darmstadt as well as the Bochum youth teams as well. And he signed his contract, 2-year contract, to the end of next season, June 30th, 2022. So, whatever happens this season, 11 games that remain, he will remain, by all intents and purposes, our manager into next season. So hopefully he is the right guy to get that mentality, to get us to back up to Bundesliga after a season in the Zweite Bundesliga, if that's where we're going. But the question is, what kind of tactics are we going to expect with him? As I'm sure you've heard already, he prefers a 4-2-3-1 formation, which suits us very nicely, actually. That's what we've been playing all season long. In terms of what the personnel will be, I don't know. Will we see more Knappschmiede players, or will we see the same players that's been playing for the whole season? That's to be determined. But I think the 4-2-3-1 is what we're going to see going forward. And we will see some wrinkles, which is going to be different from some of the other managers that we've had this season. So let's get into those wrinkles that we're going to, we should expect to see here going forward. So the first wrinkle we should see is when the team is out of possession. Grammozis' teams tend to play narrow, usually within the box-to-box line. Try to keep it compact, keep it disciplined, making it difficult for opponents to get into that box. Play with high tempo through the middle, forcing their opponents out wide. This is what Grammozis' tactics tend to be, at least what this has been in the past with the teams that he's managed. So I fully expect that's what's going to happen. Schalke need this because they've been giving up oodles of possession and creating great opportunities inside the middle. We need to solve that first. So if we can get those defensive problems sorted out, I think with this system, this is going to work. So playing narrow, forcing their opponents out wide. So this is where the trap comes into play. Once the ball goes out wide, he sets his team to pressure the opponents, forcing the trap, usually shifting the team to the one side of the ball. Unless you're a really good passing team like Bayern who can get across field and switch the play, you're going to be trapped in there and be forced to maybe possibly make a turnover. So pressure, traps. Defensively, this is what we're going to see from Grammozis and Schalke, hopefully going forward. Again, narrow in the middle, forcing your opponents out wide. Once they go out wide, shifting to that side, putting pressure, putting on a trap, trying to force the turnovers. Now, the question is, what are we going to see going offensively? A lot of opportunities, at least that he created while he was at Darmstadt, came through the wing plays, right? And so you're going to see Kolasinac and Becker are going to be heavily involved in this, swinging in balls into the middle of the box. Really kind of suits a guy like Klaas-Jan Huntelaar, right? Someone, a predator who can get the end of the balls and get into the box. You're going to see a lot of in-swinging balls I see from both our wing backs. And I think a heavier focus on set pieces as well. A lot of opportunities I think will come through, will be focused on trying to improve the play of the set piece abilities. Also not only from like this open play, but also like corner kicks and free kicks. You're going to see a lot more strategy involved in those plays offensively and defensively. You would hope that if you want to have any success this season and going into next season. But Grammozis' teams tend to have good strategies in the box in this position where they can create opportunities. And then defensively, it's all about, hopefully they can make some man marking situations as opposed to some zonal and mixed man marking, because that created a lot of confusion for Schalke this season. But I think if they switch to the man marking defensively, it'll help things out. So let's see what happens. I mean, we're just basing this off what we've seen in the past through his tactics. Maybe he'll make some wrinkles. Maybe he's learned some things in a year or so that he hasn't had a job. But it's to be determined. But this is what I fully expect. Going for the last 11 games of the season. So in summary, going forward offensively, they're going to look to exploit the wide areas, swing in those balls into the box, and try to create opportunities that way. You're going to see a lot of swinging in balls this way. Hopefully an improvement on set pieces and corners and free kicks, because that's where we've been struggling. Hopefully some maybe better free kick takers, but I digress. But you'll see a lot more opportunities come that way by exploiting the wide areas. And then defensively, when they're not in possession, it's all about getting compact, getting narrow, staying within the box, forcing your opponents out wide, not letting anything easy come in the middle, and then forcing the opposition to play with their wing backs and swing it in as well, right? So that's what I fully expect going forward for Schalke. 11 games to go. Is he the right guy? I'm not sure. I know, of the names that are floated out there between him and Baumgart, I thought he would be a much better signing than Baumgart. But overall, I'm still unsure. I'm willing to give him a chance 100%. So, we're looking at these tactics. I think this will be a successful opportunity for us. At least end the season strong. If nothing else, maybe we pull a miracle, but at least end it on a strong run. Give the guys some confidence going into next season, and hopefully where we can make an improvement, a drastic improvement. And, oh, by the way, if we look at Darmstadt's the 2 seasons that Grammozis was there, the first season under him, they finished in 10th place, but after the second season, where they really were acclimated to him, they finished in 5th. They had a pretty good season. Darmstadt actually improved mightily under him in the second season. So hopefully he can do wonders for us. The 42-year-old has some big shoes to fill. He has mentioned in his press conference that he wants to feel the team spirit, get really to know the team, and play with that kind of intensity, and remember that when we're out on the pitch. So all good things we've heard so far. A lot of people are falling in love with this guy already. But let's see what he does on the pitch. First game is on Friday against Mainz. No better team to get a victory on than against Mainz. So let's get it going. Glück auf, and we'll catch you on the next news or podcast.